Did you know that 87% of men who are truly in love would never openly admit it? Hello, I'm Marian Roas Estep, and today I'm going to share something that could completely change the way you see male behavior. In my 20 years as a psychiatrist, I've discovered that there's something like a secret code, an invisible language that men use unconsciously when they are head over heels in love, but try to hide it. And the fascinating part, they often don't even realize they're doing it. Before I go on, let me ask you something. Where are you watching me from right now? Spain, Mexico, Argentina? Write it in the comments. But I love seeing how we're building a global community of women who want to understand love through the lens of neuroscience. And if you're seeing me for the first time today, subscribe to the channel because what I'm about to tell you might be the missing piece you've been looking for. Look, the male brain is a fascinating machine. When a man truly falls in love, and I mean truly, his nervous system goes on high alert, and he desperately tries to keep it under control. Why? Because men are taught from a young age that showing vulnerability is dangerous. But here's the secret. True love cannot be hidden. It shows itself in micro gestures, behavioral patterns, and neurological signals that can be decoded. Imagine this. You're sitting at dinner with him, or just talking normally, and you feel something different, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Your intuition tells you he has deeper feelings, but his words say otherwise. Does that sound familiar? Then stay until the end, because the seventh signal is so unmistakable that you'll wonder how you ever missed it. The problem is this. Women often look for the wrong signs. We expect big declarations of love, romantic gestures, eternal promises. But what's really happening in the brain is very different. When a man is in love and hiding it, his mind activates defense mechanisms that produce very specific behavioral patterns. His body betrays what his mind is trying to conceal. In the next few minutes, I'll take you on a journey into the deepest psychology of men. We'll look at signals that 99% of women miss. But once you know them, you won't be able to ignore them. And I promise you, after this video, you'll never have to wonder again whether he's in love with you or not. The signs are crystal clear. No matter if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50, these signals are universal. They're encoded in male biology, shaped over millions of years, and no man can fully control them. It's pure biology, mixed with deep psychology. Let's start with the first signal, the obsessive side glance. A man in love who's trying to hide it develops a certain pattern. He won't look you directly in the eyes when you talk, but the moment you look away, he can't stop watching you. His brain needs to process your image, your gestures, your essence. Yet his consciousness tells him, don't be too obvious. How do you notice this? Pretend to be busy with your phone or talking to someone else. Then suddenly turn toward him. If he's in love, you'll catch him staring and he'll instantly look away. The faster he does it, the stronger his feelings are. That's pure biology. The amygdala, the brain's emotion center, is hyperactive when he's near you. Signal number 2, reverse mirroring. This one's really interesting. A man in love who tries to hide it often does the exact opposite of what he actually feels. You laugh, he goes serious. You're sad, he seems indifferent. But his body tells a different story. Watch his hands while he says something cold. They fidget, tremble slightly, or disappear into his pockets. His nervous system gives him away. And signal number 3, the hyperdeveloped memory. A man with hidden feelings remembers tiny details about you. He may forget his best friend's birthday, but he'll recall exactly how you mentioned 3 months ago that you take your coffee with 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar. Why? Because the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, stores every piece of information about the person he loves. He'll never admit it, but he remembers it. He'll drop these things casually, as if by coincidence. For example, oh, I ordered the coffee like this. Not sure why, it just felt right. When in fact, he ordered it exactly how you like it. Or he'll suddenly bring up a book you mentioned months ago, pretending he just happened to think of it. This selective memory is one of the clearest signs of true love. Because his brain is constantly recording and processing information about you, even while he consciously tries to keep his distance. Before we get to signal number 4, a quick question. Do you recognize these signs in someone specific? If yes, type yes in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and turn on the bell. Every week, I share psychological insights about men you won't find anywhere else. Signal number 4, the silent protector syndrome. This is one of my favorite signs because it's so subtle. Most women never notice it. A man secretly in love develops a protective instinct that looks almost invisible. Not the obvious, let me help you, but much subtler. In a group, he positions himself so he can keep an eye on you, ready to step in. If someone interrupts you, he quickly says, "Let her finish," but casually, as if it's nothing. Walking on the sidewalk, he instinctively moves to the side closest to the street. Approaching a heavy door, he gets there one step ahead. The key is, he often doesn't even realize he's doing it. His limbic system, the brain's emotional center, automatically switches into protection mode. The more he tries to hide his feelings, the clearer this behavior becomes. I've seen men swear stiffly, "We're just friends," while unconsciously rearranging the whole room just to keep her within sight. Signal number 5, the paradox of availability. Pay close attention here because it reveals a lot. Man who's in love but doesn't want to show. It follows a very specific pattern. He's not always available. That would be too obvious. But he's not completely absent either. Instead, he develops a kind of strategic availability. If you text him casually, he might take hours to respond. But the moment you say you need something or that you're feeling down, he reacts almost instantly. His mind is constantly tuned in to your signals, scanning for urgency and mood. You can see this in person, too. During small talk, he may seem distracted, but as soon as you share something personal, he's fully present. His pupils dilate, his body leans toward you, his breathing changes. These are all unconscious reactions, showing how invested he is. Over time, you'll notice a pattern. The more vulnerable you are, the faster and more present he becomes. It's his way of saying without words, "I'm here for you." Now for signal number 6, absolutely fascinating from a neuroscience perspective. Unconscious synchronization. When someone is truly in love, their mirror neurons fire intensely. They create empathy and connection. A man trying to hide his feelings fights against this, and that creates very noticeable behavior. He imitates your gestures, then suddenly corrects himself. You fold your arms. He does the same right after, then quickly drops them. You lean forward. He mirrors you, then abruptly leans back. This constant push and pull is like a dance between closeness and distance. It's exhausting for him. Some of my patients told me they felt completely drained after seeing the woman they secretly loved without knowing why. This is the reason, the inner battle between heart and mind. It even shows up in speech tempo. Without realizing it, he matches your rhythm. If you speak faster, he speeds up. If you pause, he pauses. Then, as if triggered by an inner alarm, he suddenly changes his rhythm again, so obvious that you could almost time it with a watch. Normally, this synchronization lasts 20 to 30 seconds before his conscious mind interrupts. Are you still with me? If you followed me this far, you've probably already recognized some of these signs in someone, and I promise you, signal number 7 is the clearest of all. But first, tell me, how many of these signs have you noticed already? 1, 3, all of them. Write it in the comments below. I love seeing how this resonates with you. Signal number 7, the name dilemma. This sign is so specific and yet so universal that I was surprised. No one had described it before. A man who's in love and trying to hide it develops a strange relationship with your name. Listen carefully. This is pure gold. When he talks directly to you, he almost never uses your name, as if it's too intimate, too revealing. Instead, he uses pronouns or avoids it altogether. But when he talks about you to others, your name comes up constantly. Friends might even tell you he's always talking about you. That's where he gives himself away, because in your absence, he loses control. It becomes even clearer when someone else says your name. His reaction is immediate and unconscious. His pupils widen. He holds his breath for a moment. Sometimes he swallows. Your name is a trigger he can't control. And notice how he pronounces your name when he does use it. Softer, slower, sometimes with a slight tremor. Every syllable carries the weight of everything he cannot say out loud. What matters most is this. These signs don't work in isolation. It's about patterns. A man truly in love will show at least 5 of these 7 signs on Buzzole, and not just once, but repeatedly over time. The more he tries to hide his feelings, the more obvious they become to someone who knows what to look for. But here's the real question. What do you do with this knowledge? Because recognizing is only the first step. The real key is understanding why he hides his feelings. In 9 out of 10 cases, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of losing the connection he already has, fear of not being enough. And this is where you come in. Your role is to create a safe space where he feels he's allowed to be vulnerable. Small gestures, genuine laughter, moments where he realizes, here, I can just be myself. No confrontation, no pressure. That would only reinforce his defenses. Instead, conditions that allow him to open up naturally. I've seen incredible changes when women use this knowledge wisely and patiently. One of my patients, Carmen, 34 years old, spent months unsure whether her colleague, Miguel, had feelings for her. Once she recognized the signs, she suddenly understood his behavior. Instead of pushing him, she created little moments of safety and closeness, honest conversations, shared laughter, without expectations. 3 months later, he not only confessed his love, but also admitted he had secretly been in love with her for more than 2 years. That's the magic of truly understanding the psychology of men. It's not about manipulation, but about comprehension. It's about speaking the emotional language he himself cannot express. And believe me, when a man finally allows himself to be vulnerable with the woman he loves, the bond that forms is extraordinarily deep and lasting. You might be asking, why? Should I do all this work? Why can't he just be honest? And that's a completely fair question. The answer is, love isn't always logical or straightforward. Often the people who value us the most are the ones most afraid of losing us, and so they protect themselves the hardest. My advice: use this knowledge as clarity, not as a reason to wait forever. If you recognize these signs, you know the feelings are there. But set yourself a clear time limit. Endless unspoken love can become a prison for both. And remember, your worth doesn't depend on whether he admits his feelings or not. This knowledge gives you clarity, but your real strength lies in knowing you deserve a love that is openly expressed, not just secretly felt. Recognize the signs, but don't let yourself get trapped in waiting. The image I want to leave you with is this. Hidden love is like a flame underwater. Impossible, contradictory, and yet there, burning against all logic. Now you have the tools to recognize this flame, even in the deepest waters of denial. Remember the 7 signals: the obsessive side glance, reverse mirroring, the selective supermemory, the silent protector syndrome, paradoxical availability, unconscious synchronization, and the name dilemma. Each one is a window into his heart, a crack in the armor he has built. But beyond the signs, one truth remains. True love always finds a way to reveal itself. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes patience. But emotional truth always rises to the surface. Your role is not to force it, but to create the conditions for it to emerge naturally. And if it never comes, If he never finds the courage, then perhaps it is not the kind of love you deserve. The greatest lesson I've learned over all these years is this: the love that truly matters is the one that shows itself, not the one that stays hidden in the shadows. Use this knowledge wisely. Let it be a source of clarity, not obsession. Something that confirms your intuition, not something that builds illusions. You deserve a love that is lived openly, spoken out loud, not one that exists only in secret thoughts. If he shows you these signals, you already have your answer. What you choose to do with it will not only shape the future of this potential relationship, but also your own inner growth. Has this knowledge helped you? Have you recognized such signs in your own life? Then share it with me in the comments. If this video has brought you value, give it a like and share it with a friend who needs to hear it. We all know someone who is in exactly this situation. I'm Marian Roas Estep, and it has been an honor to share these secrets of male psychology with you. Remember, knowledge is power, but true wisdom lies in knowing when and how to use that power. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll explain what to do once you've confirmed that he is in love. Because recognizing it is only the beginning. What comes after is where the real magic happens. Until then, trust your intuition. It almost never fails. And never forget, you deserve a love that is brave, clear, and real. Your heart deserves nothing less.